Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Would you please be joined by Will Zuiderveen of Hudsonville Boys Lacrosse? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. How is the season going so far? I know we are just it seems like this season is kind of starting to fly by. We're only a few weeks away from from the playoffs starting. I mean, in about a month's time that things can
Yeah.
get going. So, how has this season been for you guys?
It's been great so far. We're just a tight knit group of guys, and yeah, like what you said, like it's flying by. Like when you get past spring break, especially with like these spring sports, they seem to just go by super quick, which is just crazy. But we're having a pretty good season so far, and we're just building, getting ready for those playoffs.
Spring break for you, what was that like? Because I know like everybody like when you're in a spring sport, everyone, either you don't go away or you do go away. What was your plan this year and how'd you kind of stay and make sure you stayed in lacrosse shape if you did go somewhere?
So a lot of the lacrosse team went to Siesta Key in Florida this year,
Yeah.
which is where I went as well. And we did like some running on the beach and stuff. Nothing crazy. And I feel like it kind of showed this week. We seemed a little sloppy. This is our first week back from break, so I'm getting that rust off, but only up from here, so that should be good.
I mean, you had spring break this week, and then of course
Hmm.
you had, of course, 3 days, these last 3 days was you had Good Friday and Easter. And so really these next couple weeks, it's really just a straight shot until the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, what's it going to be like to have that, consistency of going to school 5 days a week and then maybe having a game maybe on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Saturdays or whatever.
It's definitely a grind, but we signed up to be here. We love the sport we play, and we're willing to put in the work.
Yeah. Um, so how long have you played lacrosse?
I've been playing since third grade, but I've been around it for so long. I just remember my stick being in my hand, watching my older brother play lacrosse when I was in like first grade. Just, it's always been a part of my life, which has just been sweet.
Yeah. So kind of talk about like, just how you've kind of performed overall as these seasons have gone these past few years. How has your game just gotten better?
So when I came in my freshman year, I started on varsity. My first game, I came in terrified. I didn't know what to expect. I was on the team with my older brother and a bunch of his friends, and I always looked up to all of them as leaders. And my role started as I was kind of just a crease guy, so I would wait for my guy to slide off. If my brother or one of his buddies beat their guy, and then they would just dump it off to me for an easy goal, and that was really my job, and it was effective. But over these last couple years, I've really been able to evolve into kind of like the key aspect of the team and just a dominant threat on offense to dodge, shoot, got to figure out where I am at all times, type of thing.
Yeah. So I know I know that, when you get back, I mean, you're back at it tomorrow. 'Cause
Hmm.
of course, it's a busy week for games. I mean, you're on the road and then you got three home games.
Yeah.
So there, like I said before, a lot of games in not a lot of time, but what is it going to be like playing a ton of games in a short span? A lot of them are at home, and a lot of teams you guys have played or you have played personally in the last few years.
Um, for that first piece you were talking about, a lot of games. It's you got to listen to your body off the field. You got to be hydrating yourself, eating the right stuff, recovering at all times. A lot of our guys are banged up right now. We're all going through the process of just rehabilitation, getting out on the field. Um, but you just got to figure out what's important to you. Like, are you going to take this seriously and care for your body? Like, your body's a temple, and that's the first thing. Like, if you aren't able to be 100%, then why even try go out there? And then your second piece, you're talking about like a lot of the teams that we play. Um, we want to win. We want to compete. We don't like those guys when we're out on the field, regardless if those are our travel buddies or not. When we step on the field, those are our enemies. Our boys are the only people on our team. And it's kind of just put it all out there on the field mentality for us, honestly. Like we want to win every single game, and when we don't, we're mad, but we our coach has been talking about having the mind of a goldfish. So if something bad happens, hey, next play, let's go. So we're just wanting to compete and get out there.
Yeah. So, how do you mentally get ready for a game?
Me personally, I know a lot of the guys in our squad have a lot of different ways of getting ready. But my personal way is I really like to watch film, whether that's on myself from the last game or watching the tendencies of the team we play next. Just be in that right state of mind of what did I do last game that I could improve on. But I also like to recognize what I did well, because I feel like that's always a really good piece. If you always are want to be perfectionist and like you just nitpick at every little detail that goes wrong, which is the way I used to be, you're not going to be really happy with yourself and you're not playing your best when you aren't happy. So I definitely like to look at the bright side of things as well. And then just looking at the other team, seeing tendencies, where they slide from, and simple things like if they play man or zone. So that gets you ready for it as well.
Yeah. So, I know you're only a junior, but I know you've gotten to experience a lot of fun things this year. Of course, going all the way. I know you also play football as well,
Yeah.
and you guys went all the way to the state finals. I know the result was not what you wanted at the end of the day, but a season that mm, a lot of people are going to remember for a long, long time.
Yeah, that was such an awesome group. Going to Ford Field was surreal. Just like going out there right when we got out of the tunnel, looking up at the big stage. I know our coach was saying take it in for a second and then don't let it affect you, but I thought it was pretty awesome. Just thinking about like this is where JMO ran for a touchdown or where Monroe caught this ball. Just thinking about that, I'm in the same spot, which is just sweet.
Yeah,
Um, that group was very senior led and had a bunch of great leaders. So us juniors are really gonna have to take the responsibility next year to keep us at that same status, or maybe even who knows win it next year. We'll see. But we got a big role to fill.
absolutely. And I already, I know that regardless of what happens in the next few years, you already know where you're heading to
Yeah.
play college lacrosse. I know, obviously, in the recruiting process, lacrosse works out a lot differently and stuff like that. You're only a junior, but you made a decision in the fall. Where you heading?
So I'll be going to Bellarmine University. The decision for me really just came down to like how the coaches were treating me. I love the mentality they have over there. The coaches have really just taken me in, and I felt like I was loved from right from the start.
Yeah. And lastly, just how is just this program has just gotten better since during your time in the program there, Will?
So typically, I feel like Hudsonville has been it hasn't really had the respect in the lacrosse world, and I feel like my group, ever since we've been young, we've been trying to change that narrative, and I feel like we're starting to get that praise. Like on state champs, we're finally ranked. Like I know we shouldn't be taking that into consideration every game, but like it's great to see that work finally paying off, and we're still trying to change narrative. Still working, but. It's good.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Will, thank you so much for the time as always, and well, best of luck the rest of the season,
Thank
and
you.
maybe we'll have you on in a few months.
All right.